Hi, Paul FD here with the Triangle O football system. I want to go over our defensive pressures where we're going to look at our different D-line stunts and blitz schemes. Let's take a look. All right, let's go over the pressure principles and a quick overview of how this is done. Key here is we just want the players to play fast. So bringing pressure this way keeps it simple and allows us to do it from every type of look. We're going to do 5 different types of pressures, but key point here, everybody keeps using their same techniques. We want to minimize the techniques so we maximize the mastery of those. 4-man pressure is when we're just doing D-line and linebacker movement stunts. 5-man pressures when we're going to bring just one backer and they simply just go through their gap typically. 5-man overload is a zone fire blitz concept where we actually can have the DBs blitzing also, but we're still going to only bring 5. 6-man pressures are multiple backers, and then we can do a 7-man where we go full house, but we have a peel technique involved with that also. Coaching point number 1, we're going to use simple 4, 5, 6, 7-man pressures with all the fronts, but use the same technique as I mentioned so we can master those. A teaching point is the DC will call the pressures, but the players can make auto adjustments that are built into the system. Last thing is then DC we can use what's called a sugar, where we're going to bluff the blitz and go out from it, or we can do a money call where we're going to show it and we're going to come with it, hence show the money. So pressure goal is real simple. We want to create multiple movements for the offense, but we're going to do it from our base defenses, so it's simple. D-line movement and stunts, again, we're going to be able to sugar and show the money. We can bring backer pressure, single and multiple, and secondary, and then last is that overload where we can start to do zone fire blitzes, but peel and push players. Something you'll see as a cover 33, 3 deep, 3 under still, bringing 5. Pressure rules for the AAA, real simple. Again, alignment, can use all the fronts, just simply need to know your gap responsibility with each of the pressures. And then the assignments, as we said, we got 4, 5, and 6-man pressures. Again, action, take the correct first steps and then trust your reads. This is again a team defense. Everybody just needs to do their job. Basic responsibilities, line and the backers, gap control, and then DBs, we want to stay aggressive using our base cover 4 so we can get 9 run defenders versus run action. 4-man pressure. Real simple movement calls, techniques, and signals here. We do a tilt crash where the D-line is going to line tilted inward and wide, and then you crash through the outside ear to the inside ear of that offensive lineman. We'll use a hit and run. This is where our D-line hits with that first step in the midline, but then runs by slide stepping to the gap. This is automatic when we use stunts up front, and it's the second man going on the stunt. And then when we use overload blitzes, we like a rip and run technique where on the first step, that D lineman is going to rip across the face of that offensive lineman and run to your inside gap, overload blitz. Again, as we said, we can do a sugar call where the backer bluffed the blitz, moving up on the line of scrimmage or around, but there is no blitz. Or we can do what we call a money call where the backer shows the blitz and then goes ahead and does it. 4-man pressure D-line stunts then, real simple. What you'll see is an exit, end goes first, tackle goes second, a tech stunt where the tackle goes first, and then the end goes second. Also then inside we can do a nat, which is nose guard goes first, tackle second, and then a tan, tackle first, nose guard second. Again, this is just an example of an exit stunt. Key point here is when we call the exit stunt, it's always going to be done with the 3 technique tackle or nose guard. We don't want to come all the way from the A gap. Again, here is another exit stunt coming out of now an over front. Here's your tech stunt now where the tackle goes first with the crash technique, and then the strong end takes the hit and run behind. Here's your nat stunt, nose guard going first, tackle second, and your tan stunt, tackle now with the crash technique going first, and the nat doing the hit and run going second. 5-man pressures, these are single backer blitzes. Use a base cover 4, or you can use a cover 1. Real simple, when we put a Y on the end of the player's name, that means they're just going to blitz their gap. So Mikey is going to go his gap responsibility. If we want to go ahead and cross that Mike over with the interior nose or tackle, swap the gaps, then it's a max call. You can see then Sammy means he's going his gap, Samo means he's going to go outside, Willie means he's going his gap, and Willow means he's going to go outside. So here's an example of your Mikey. Again, you can add the money call where you show the blitz and just go ahead and do it, or you can just line up deep and come after it. Here's your max where we're going to get the cross now. Again, here we want that blitzing backer to tell that near D lineman max, max, max. Tells that nose guard in this example they're going to crash to the opposite A gap. 5-man overload pressure with DB blitzes. What we'll do here is we use our cover 3, we call it a 33, because again we're going to go 3 under, 3 deep. When we use our corners, our cat or our dog, we automatically get to a clamp 33 coverage. So again, if there's a Y in the end, that means they're just going to their gap. So Oxy and Goaty means the ox and the goat are going to just blitz their D gap. And we're going to go cover 33 where the Sam and the Will just replaces them in the flats. If we go Caddy or Doggy, they're going to do the D gap, but now we must go our clamp cover 33 where the ox or the goat is going to go ahead and rotate over and take that deep third. 5-man overload pressure zone blitz, we'll use again our cover 33. What we do here is we use a rip to the right and Liz to the left then. Real simple. Samurai is our Sam and our Mike overload blitz. Our warrior then is our Will and our Mike to the weak side overload blitz. Last thing we like to do here is we can do what we call as BTF or blitz the formation, where we'll simply look at the team we're playing that week and decide certain formations. We're just going to go either call a samurai or a warrior, and then the players can call that on the run. So here's an example of your samurai where you're going to see we've got the strong end, the tackle going to the 2A gaps, the backside nose guard is going to go B, and then that backside end is going to hit and peel versus pass. The backside will is going to push to the middle versus pass. That allows us to ring the Mike and the Sam and the B and the C gap. And then as we said, here's our rip technique where we're going to roll right into our cover 3. Basically, anytime you have a 2x2 set, you're going to roll the coverage to the blitz side. The exception here is when you get a 3x1, we'll stay with our defensive rules where we're going to go ahead and always go to a rip or Liz to the 3 receiver side. Here's an example of Penn State running a 43 over right, but then they do a Liz to the left with a overload blitz.
Roof is a huge part of it. Defensive coordinator on Auburn's national championship team 2 years ago. Here's a blitz. And Hall couldn't get Miller down. Now he throws a wobbler that's intercepted.
Our 5-man overload pressure zone blitzes, we can do a combination here where we just replace one of the linebackers with a secondary player. Here's a samurai axe, where we'll just have the safety coming. We can go warrior goat, or we'll go weak side with the overload, or bring the backside safety to the goat. We can go samurai cat and warrior dog again, automatic clamp, cover 33 when we bring the corners. 6-man pressure is where we're going to bring multiple backer blitz, different combinations, but What we like to do first is just our double A gap with our mic and our SAM as a missile, our will and a mic as a whistle. We can bring the mic and the SAM then in the B gaps, and that's a mambo, or we can go ahead and bring the mic and the SAM and cross them, mambo X. Weak side we'll do wambo, again, will and mic, B gap, wambo X, they're going to cross. And then last, we can go double inside with our two outside backers, our SAM and our will, or we can go double outside with our SAM and our will. All right, the last one is a 7-man pressure, or what we call full house backer blitz. Obviously, we're going to be in a cover 0, but to keep it sound, we'll use a peel technique, which I'll explain. So house is just the will, mic, and the SAM just blitz their gaps, and the 4 D linemen are going in their gaps. So we get 7-man pressure. Signal is just both the arms and the fists punching forward. Full house. It's best from an overfront, but you can do it from any. The key here with the peel technique is the will or the SAM, whichever side the back lines up to, that outside backer is going to start his blitz, but if the back free releases instead of staying in pass protection, then he's got to peel and cover. That's the blitz and peel technique. Obviously then we're cover 0 on the back end with the 4 secondary players. So the key here is, again, use that peel technique and be ready to do that if the back aligns to your side as a SAM and will. But what we want to do is just outnumber the protection and bring heat before they can even get the play off. Fun, simple, sound.